Yeah. Right. Right, this is Winnie. This is the one that's been pestering us all the time, eh? I'll just let you make sure she's there. So Winnie's been on 3 demonstrations with us, and she's up for it now, you know. But look, terriers, eh? We're terriers. We're not giving up. We're not going belly up or anything like that. We're going to go to the bitter end, and we're going for them, you know. You'll see it. Right, I'll get Winnie doing that with a couple of pieces. Hello, Winnie. I'll put her out there. She'll start. Right. Pester mum. Right. Right. Right, Frank's letter. So, when I mentioned Frank, the letter that the 2 good residents had put in on Frank's letter, he mentioned that the noisy development, demolition of a skateboard park at 6 o'clock in the morning. Now, as we all know, that's not a time that it should be on there, and they know that themselves. Builders get told not to start 8 o'clock or after. But I'll explain what happened. So, we had a demonstration not long before that because we were fighting for the skateboard park when they fenced it off. And they've just took it down, of course. And what they've done was, when they were demolishing that, they've come to demolish it, of course, very quickly because we're demonstrating we're going to cause a bit of a rupture. Like I say, we've got the paperwork that shows that should never have been taken down. There's other bits to this, we can explain it all as you've heard. So what they've done was, I went over there the same morning when they'd been on with that machine, the big pecking machine, pecking the blocks. Now there was only 1 to 2 damage and they should never have been touched. You've heard the excuses, they should have been lifted out and taken away, but this is how they made a grab for it. A purpose grab for that dirty, I'm telling you. So what I'd done was, when I went over, everything was destroyed. What a mess, I've got it on video. And they left 2 blocks, and that was the damaged ones. So they've come in there 6 o'clock in the morning, pecked them out before we got ourselves out to have a look what was going on. They've done off, left 2 of the blocks, and then they've come back another day to destroy them as well. How blatant, sis. They think we're crackers. You've heard this one? Absolutely disgusting. Disgusting. Right, and that cost £10,000 to take that down at the park. £10,000, they've got money there just lying about when they need it and all that, man, I can tell you. But when it comes to cutting the grass, what they were doing is in the summer, last summer, they were moving that around into a couple of different departments to get around the sort of cutting the grass. They were saying they didn't have a fund for that because of the department it was in. That all excuses, you dirty, dirty lowlifes. Telling you, boils me, man, big style when you know something so wrong. Right, what happened was they wouldn't cut the grass and stuff, so the residents got together, chipping fivers in and stuff like this. I think it cost, I believe, by somebody said £250 they got to cut for, where the council's extortionate prices because they didn't want to cut it yet. You've heard the excuses. And they got it cut. And then what happened was, I'll just mention a small bit on this because this is another move when the council made a dirty move to grab it. What they've done was they come back with stuff saying you have made it dangerous by having the grass cut. Long grass have been shown bits. I'm not going to get any further on that, just to show that when I come back with the paperwork on the grab they made, they shut the traps not long after that when my wife put down previous emails that she'd sent to them about the COVID lockdown with what the problems were with that field and that people were going to get hurt through it with the long grass and stuff. Didn't bother them then, but when we got it cut, they were going to all of a sudden put fences around it and all this till they got some emails and then they just shut the mouths again and went quiet. So I just counteracted them in many, many ways. So what I'll do, I'll just read a couple of a bit out from a previous one. Now, the Chronicle. I was going to come to them on this, but look, Dan's contacted Angela, and they're going to be talking tomorrow on the phone, I believe. So I'm not going to say anything more on them. But I'll have plenty to say when I come back on the next ones. And we'll see, like I say, what way they sit. Do they want to show what's right and wrong and how it should go, you know? But we're going to see, so I'll come back to them on that. Right, I'll get this other bit of paperwork here. You know, once you realise nothing makes sense, man, it all makes sense, you know, tell you. So, this is just a small section from a while ago, so they wouldn't cut the grass, the council and all that, and then we got on to local Labour councillors over here, the three of them, the Labour ones. You've heard us say, terrible people, terrible, not yet to represent us, they're there to represent the council's sort of policies and narratives and all that. So Angela writes to Melissa Davis, who's stepped down now, and if the other two had any sort of morals or something, I haven't got the right words here, but something like morals and all that, then they'd step down themselves, you know, because you're not doing what we want, any of the public here or the youth. You're absolutely disgraceful, man. Shame on yous and shame on them other fools down there. Total shameless people, these. Shameless. But we're not going to let them get away with it, man. We're going to get it out there. And I'm telling you, I'm not on Facebook, but my wife's put a page there for us. I'm not going to be able to answer many people, but look, it's going on Facebook because people are telling me, you've got to get it on Facebook to spread it further afield, you know, not just on YouTube. So hopefully within the next couple of days it's going on there. And what I'd like everybody to do, man, is just share it with people and say share this. Because you can make a difference on this. The footwork's being done on this by people that meeting, hundreds of meetings and hours spent all over the group, the lot, still in it. So you can't help but change this by the emails I've said. And it can be kept short. And just send them to, I would say, the MP, Catherine McKinnon. Get her involved, man, yeah, and let's see what she says to use. And put whatever we just want, or just say, look, there's a crazy bloke on the internet and he's saying some crazy stuff, it looks like to me, and I didn't, you know, you either like what I say or you didn't, or just say, yeah, I didn't like what he's saying, I want you to just shut him up with your crack, come back with some counteract this, what I'm saying, anytime. So this is to Melissa Davis. Thank you for your reply, but it is not good enough. The whole field needs to be cut. Can ward funding be used to cut the rest of the grass, or are you refusing to use the ward funds for this? I and many other residents feel that it is in this time of crisis with the COVID epidemic, where residents need to take their exercise close to home and not travel unnecessary, that this should be a priority. I have been told by a resident that needles and glass have been seen on the field, and if it is not cut entirely, then the children and small animals could be seriously injured because they are unable to see the danger. Because there was some small ruts put in, you've heard us mention that, where they're trying to make an issue, but that was done by the vans that them council let on, because, as you know, been premeditated all this, and they thought we're just going ahead with it, and they're getting caught with a bit new, aren't they? Sure, them ruts, man. Then people should be back to fill it in. We've told them this, but hey, they think they're still just going to grab it, you know. Well, hey, we're going for you now, man. You idiots. You're caught right out. Please acknowledge receipt, and I would like a speedy reply. So Angela's next one to them. As yet, you have not acknowledged or replied to my email about whether you are going to or are refusing to use ward funds for cutting the grass on the field. On the council website it states that ward funds can be used for purchase of works and services. Therefore funds can be used to contract the council grass cutters to finish cutting the field, because the educational department are not willing to cut the grass, and this is unprecedented. In this unprecedented time of crisis with the COVID pandemic, and you've heard the crack off the government now, these other tatties up there, because them are torn into some kind of queer blokes now, man. Like you should be on the green spaces, get out for your fresh air, your little bit of exercise and all that. And if denied it, they've had a lot more emails, and this is just one of them I'm reading out, but there's loads more there, we can get them all out. It states on your council website that your priorities that your priorities are young people and children to be able to play safely and the quality of the local environment, why are you not doing your utmost to get the grass cut? There's no logical reason why you are not agreeing to have the grass cut other than political, because the council are telling you not to cut the grass because of the proposed development of the field. May I remind you of Newland's 7 principles of public life? I'm sure you know these. The amount of money to be used from the ward funds would be minimal to finish cutting the field to help ease the stresses of lockdown for the whole community, and as councillors, it is your job to make sure the area you represent a better place to live. Of course they do, it's probably in the round, but not away out where they're supposed to be dealing. I believe one of them doesn't even live here, man. You are neglecting residents in West Denton at their time of need, for sure. And have neglected you for a long time, I'm telling you. I have no opinion but to give you warning that if I do not hear anything from you by 6 p.m. tomorrow Saturday about what you are going to do about this field being cut, I will assume that you are refusing to do anything. Use ward funds or any other means to get this field cut. I am going to post on next door the fact that Denton and West Hope councillors are not willing to provide somewhere for the residents to use the field for daily exercise. Right, that'll do for that. I think that'll do for the days. Like I say, I'm going to come back with some more. And I think we'll just leave it at that. Right, I'll just leave it at that. Take care, look after yourselves, man. Get the laughs in, watch that comedy stuff, Mickey Flanagan's Alleys, man, it's good, it just takes you out of it a bit. But yeah, we're going to keep going forward. Well, yeah, what the Chronicles going to see whether they want to do the right thing and help with all that, you know. If not, I'll be back on next week, man, and you've heard us. I'll be slagging them all off, and I'm coming back to them other 3 supposedly media down there that are your local media. I'm talking here. Yeah, you know, the media up the top, the main media. They haven't taken any notice of them. You see what kind of narratives they put out and the kind of misleading you and all that, the way they take things out of context and all that. And that's the same with these idiots. But these are your local ones. You think your local news would be important to them, you know, tell you. No wonder Labour's in a state, man. I seen that, the geezer that leads him, man, Keir Starmer, he sat on that many fences, man. It would take the next year if the NHS to get the spelks out of his arse. Honestly, it's terrible as he come out well constructive. No wonder they're knackered. And then you've got these at the top, because there will be good people in the Labour Party, there's bound to be. And if you are good people in the Labour Party and you're watching this, do you think this is right, man? If it's not, speak up to your Labour people in that and say, yeah, this isn't what we're joining these for. And that's the same to the Labour councillors as well. If you're a good Labour councillor, there's bound to be some out there. But you're in the wrong party, man, I'm telling you now. You're in the wrong party. Right, that'll do for me. Have a good time. Look after yourselves. I'll be back because I'm going to do 1 to 2 a week and all that. You know, we're going to get this out. We're going to get to the bottom of it. No 2 ways about this. No 2 ways about it. And there's lots more to come out. I'll get the interesting stuff soon. And there's something on all of them down there in these emails here. In the part I showed you at the beginning, where I showed my wife's paperwork in the first round 1, there was quite a bit there, and that wasn't all of that, but there was another 2 files in there, so it's up like this, man, you know. So as you can imagine, phew, they've tried every trick in their book on this, man. We've heard it all, and we're not having it, we're not accepting it. We're pushing on, we're coming forward, we're not stopping, and we'll see us. We'll see you, we'll be there at the end, I'm telling you. And we're going for the throats now, because like I've said with terriers, we've had enough. Take care, ta-ra.